Welcome to Jerry Colors Jaws, where each episode I'll be coloring a page from my original Jaws coloring book, which I created back in 2018. Now, let's see, what shall we color today? I know, we'll color the side view of the pneumatic sled shark, which has the cutaway of the mechanical shark showing all the hoses and the gears that made it work. So it's a pretty fun image to draw with all the detailing we get to do in here. And I'm going to talk about some of the pencils and some of the things that I'm using and what I like and what I don't like, which, for example, right here, I'm using this Crayola for the kind of the main fiberglass kind of frame that this thing had to hold the body together, but not a real big fan of these Crayola colored pencils personally, because the lead or the graphite or whatever the heck these things are made of is pretty hard. And it's hard to get color down, I feel, with these Crayolas, these hard Crayola crayons. So I'm also mixing them up with some of these barrel Prismacolors, which I believe I'm using right there, which I'll show you in a minute. They are a softer lead, but you have to make sure you get the ones with the softer lead. And I just feel that they color better and they just fill in the lines better. So I'm a big fan of barrel Prismacolor. They're maybe a little bit more expensive than the Crayolas. You know, instead of $8, they might be $16 for a box or a batch of them. But this yellow right here is a barrel Prismacolor, which it just really colors and covers things really nicely. And there it is, Prismacolor. So my recommendation is, if you're looking to do some really nice coloring on these pages, those are good pencils to use. So what we're showing here is we're again doing the detailing on all the pneumatics of the insides of the mechanical shark, which back in the day they had 3 of these sled sharks, and they each cost about $250,000 back in the 70s money, and today that would kind of equate to about 1.5 million. There's another barrel Prismacolor pencil that's working very nice. So these things would run about $1.5 million today in 2025. So pretty expensive props that they made. They were 25 feet long, they weighed 1,200 pounds, and they ran on these pneumatic hoses that ran also, that controlled all the gizmos and the eyes and the mouth and all that, which then was connected to this wheel that you can see here, which then ran down to the ocean floor onto a big kind of track like a roller coaster would run on. Had a wheel down there. So this shark could wheel along this track under the water, and they could, like a crane, lower it and raise it. So it's especially apparent how they used it in the scene when, after Chief Brody first sights it, and then the shark runs along the back of the boat, and they all look at the back of the boat and they watch it swim past. That's this sled shark running on the bottom of the ocean floor past the boat. So it's a pretty good example of what this thing looked like and how it worked. So I'm doing the gray on the shark here, just doing multiple layers of how I like to do it, starting from light to dark, just using some of the dark here to fill in some of these more, these ridges and the shadowy areas underneath the shark, and just adding a little more detail to the white area. And I kind of like to throw in a couple of odd colors here and there, some yellows and some reds, just to add a little bit of texture to it. A little bit of red around the mouth for some of the scrapings and the blood that's apparent, especially when we have those ending scenes where it's where Brody's poking it with this big stick. You can see all those gouges and scratches all over it. So here I'm just hitting the water again, just nothing crazy, but just some multiple colors, but just blue to color it, and some different color greens. I'm dumping this shadow underneath, and I'm going to show something here that I read about, which I tried here, but maybe I'll try it again on another one. That I wasn't really happy with the results. I really didn't see what it did, but I read about this white marker here. It's this kind of alcohol blender marker that supposedly is this thing. It's this Aramet that blends colored pencils together. So I got one of them and I wanted to give it a shot, but as I did it on this particular drawing, I didn't really see what it was doing. So I'm going to try it again. I don't know, I wasn't really seeing what the benefit was, but I'll try it again on something else. Maybe I just wasn't doing it right. So as I'm continuing this, also don't be afraid to mix media when you're doing these things. I love using these acrylic paint pens. It's white because it really adds nice highlights to it, and I love to use it right here on the ocean where we have our ocean foam here, which I can't use a white pencil for, but you introduce this white marker here, just adds that other dimensionality to the drawing and just brings out just details. I love it. So don't be afraid to bring in something different besides just colored pencils, because it'll dry flat and it'll really see. Look how it starts popping things out. I could go crazy with this thing, but I'm trying to, just stay a little bit toned back. Putting on the shark here and there. So there we go. We're pretty much wrapping it up, and that's pretty much how we're running this thing out. And again, don't be afraid to mix things up. So I had this black thin marker that I'm just using to show you here. You can just add it in some dimensionality here too, and maybe bolster up some of the lines if you don't think they're thick enough, and just to pull in some of the details. So that's really great too. I think I have a highlight of my light right there, which is kind of masking things, but yeah, there you go. And since you did it, you're done. And every time you do any of these colorings, you created it. So you sign your name there as proud as you can at the bottom. And there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a quick run through. I have this book available at jawscoloringbook.com. And until next time, stay inside the lines. Hey friends, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this page and click that notification bell to be alerted of any future coloring pages I release. I think I'll be releasing a page a week with more interesting facts relating to the images that I'm coloring. And if you want a Jaws coloring book of your own, head over to jawscoloringbook.com or see my other fun stuff over at moviepopcorn.com. I've also put links to these sites below and any products or items that I've used in the video so you can try them for yourself. Thanks so much, you guys.